Welcome to Meet the Biz. I am so excited today because I was lucky enough to interview this incredible woman several years ago. I mean, I think it was more than several for Ability Magazine. And
Yes.
she is here today. She is a creator. She is an animator. She is an award winner. Dani Bowman.
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much to David Zimmerman of Meet the Biz, first of all. I'm just so happy to be here.
Well, we are all happy for you to be here. It's very exciting.
Thank you so much. And I remembered I was being featured, since I've been featured in the Ability Magazine. My company was originally called Parla Animation Studios, and now you see the logo on the back, Dani-Mation Entertainment.
I love that. Now, what made you change? What made you change your names?
The reason why you did make the change, because you put in Dani-Mation. And because you put in Dani-Mation, people could understand the name Dani more. The word Paralite is a little too generic, but now with Dani-Mation, people will recognize the name Dani. Dani-Mation, the Dani Bowman within the brand.
I love that. I love that. No, I mean, I love the Dani because it incorporates you. And you wanted to become an animator for a while now. I mean, when did you say, I love doing this?
I love doing this?
Yeah, like animation. When did you say that to yourself? When did you realize that you loved animation?
Well, animation has always been an important part of my life because, like many children with autism, I was redrawn and not at all social, but very obsessed with animation. But by first watching animation at 3 or 4, I was actually doing stop motion animation. I was actually animating before I was speaking. I did not realize it at that time, but in addition to being entertained, I was actually learning social cues and other important lessons that neurotypical people learn naturally. There's something about the animated characters' exaggerated expressions and interactions that helped me learn expressions and social cues that I didn't naturally learn from the people around me. As I grew up, my family used my obsession with animation to help me learn other things that I was not interested in, like math and reading. They were sneaky. Now I realize the power that animation can make a difference in people with autism's lives. Not that everyone will grow up to be an animator, but the process of animation teaches us social skills, collaboration, and builds individual confidence and self-esteem.
This is amazing. Amazing and wonderful. In fact, I mean, I was listening to this and I was thinking, God, I'd love to get into animation, but no buts. And my favorite part for me for animation is voices. I love doing voices.
Voice acting is one of the best, and you get to voice acting is what makes the character much more alive and much more likable, as you can tell.
Thank you. That's one of my voices. I felt like a little bird. In fact, when I did that, I saw my neck go up and I went, oh my God, I looked like a bird when I did that. Oh my gosh. I want to ask you all these questions, but I know we also have some people in the waiting room, some of our students and creators and magicians, you could say. I'm going to ask you one more question and then let them all in so they can join us.
Okay.
Oh gosh, what was I going to say? Have you faced any obstacles over the years dealing with getting into your business? And how do you deal with those?
How my company faced any obstacles or problems over the years? Well, yes, my company faced many obstacles since its founding, including COVID this year. And the challenges of being a full-time high school and college student, but overall the biggest obstacle is, you could say, me. While ASD has given me a great set of creative skills, it's deprived me of organizational and writing skills that I have to constantly work on. Email's a challenge for me as emails are typically short and not completely concrete, so I miss the important details and I struggle with responding. After completing my BFA in animation, I decided to do an MBA to help me address my weaknesses in organization and communication skills, as well as shore up my business plan and mission statement. Looking back, it was all over the place, and I did not set a clear direction. In addition to the MBA program, I am also in the training program at the National Center for Disability Entrepreneurship at the Viscardi Center, which I am taking classes every Tuesdays and Thursdays to get my company ready for Pitch Fest in November.
Oh, I
That's the
love
goal.
Pitch Fest. What is Pitch Fest?
The Pitch Fest is hosted by the Viscardi Center's National Center for Disability Entrepreneurship, where where entrepreneurs pitch their company, so the winner will get a really great prize, a grant, a company grant.
Oh, that's nice.
Eyes on the prize.
Eyes on the prize. I love it. Well, I tell you, you are a prize, and we're so happy for you to be here today. And we're going to admit our wonderful guests today who are coming in. We have Jessica Kirshner Morgan, we have Lucas Selusky, we have Matthew Selden, and we have Mr. Austin Vance.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Dani.
Hey, good seeing you, Matthew.
Good to see you too.
Yes, and I remember you, Lucas, and Austin from Spectrum Laboratory. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing awesome.
Mm-hmm. And how is it like going back to Spec Labs, Lucas and Austin?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm doing production music.
Production and music, and you, Austin Vance, I think you are doing Creator Studio at Spec Labs.
Yeah.
With me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making my third Valley sword. Yeah.
Yes, the Valley shorts are like incredible. Is something that really made me something. The Valley is like incredible, especially the ending part in the first Valley was incredibly hilarious. Remember that? That he goes, yeah, no.
Yeah. With the cauliflower. Yeah.
And I remember that, Lucas, that you were the voice of Zizix, one of Austin's characters. Remember that?
Yep, I remember that.
How does that voice go?
I remember when I did the hideous laugh. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Do that again.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Oh, shut up, loud.
I love it. I love it.
Me too.
Jessica, have you ever wanted to do voiceover work or animation?
Yeah, yes. I think it would be a really great opportunity, yeah, to do that, and I really think that by being in this by being in this group today, I really think that it will help me with that, and just to getting to know the people and getting to know Dani, and that I would really like get to have that opportunity.
I love it.
Wow, I love hearing what you really wanted to be, especially wanted to take some of my animation classes.
Mm-hmm.
So on Saturdays, Austin is taking the Spec Saturday animation workshop with me. And plus, I also offer one-on-one sessions on our Dani-Mation Entertainment website. If you go to the Dani Academy, DaniAcademy.com website, which
Okay.
which I will show you early on.
Okay.
Show you later. I mean.
Love it. Well, you know what's so good about, what we're going through now is you can't call it good.
No.
But you try to look at the positive, and as Yoda says, wait a minute here, I gotta get Yoda out.
Yoda, I remember him.
Do. What is it? Oh, do or do not. There is no try. But no. Yes. That's it. So, so what we do during this time is so wonderful. Everybody is being busy and being creative. And by, on Saturdays, you have Dani's class. And then during the week, you have Performing Arts Studio West. And then there's also all the other classes you have. So this is really
also
good.
Spec Labs too,
And Spec Labs, yes, exactly. So what I love is you're all doing amazing stuff.
Thank you so much. I've been also been doing some recent client projects. Like for example, because it's the Alex Theater's 100th birthday, I am doing this animation sequence.
Yes.
The opening animation sequence for the Alex Theater alongside with the edit of our animated minds. The Glendale Open Arts the Glendale Open Arts Festival is this September. Can't you believe that?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, I believe it.
This is amazing. I love it.
In addition to the Creator Studio and the Glendale Open Arts Festival, we are continuing the animation production for Schlitzie, One of Us.
Oh, Schlitzie.
Schlitzie.
Yes, Schlitzie, One of Us. Schlitzie, who is the guy that lived in the 1920s, who was a sideshow performer with microcephaly.
Oh, how cool. How cool. I mean, Dani, you've done so many projects, and so many of them have been nominated, and you received many awards.
Yes, received many awards, especially those at different film festivals. And recently, back in July, I participated for the Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge. And you too, David, you did that as well. While your team produced Honey Bunny, I produced our Animated Minds, a team of 5. Consists of me, the 2 instructors from Animation Gets Real and the Dani Academy Virtual Summer Animation Workshop, and 2 from my students from Miami, Florida.
Well, it was really a gorgeous film. I've seen it several times already.
And Lewis from Spec Labs also did the Easter Seals Challenge last July.
Is it Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge and Nick Novicki? It's a true blessing. It really brings us all together.
Yeah, a Spec Lab member is also doing the Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge, which is powerful.
Nick is great. Nick is like a really great host for the Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge. And I remember meeting him like a couple of years ago when he's a really nice guy, a great, nice guy.
Yeah, very nice, creative, and a wonderful actor. So Dani, you have a presentation for us, yes?
Yes, and I would like to present to you a little animation demonstration on Toon Boom Harmony.
Oh, wonderful.
So, I'm going to do my little animation demonstration on Toon Boom Harmony. So what I will be doing right now is I'm going to open up Toon Boom. If you could bear with me, guys.
Yes.
So now I'm going to open up the Toon Boom Harmony interface. Can you do the share screen? Can you enable the share screen for me, please, David?
Sure. Share screen. Share screen enables share screen. Da 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 da. Let's see. Enable share screen. No. Hold on a second. I'm still. Oh, there we go. How's that?
Okay. Thank you so much. So, Toon Boom this year, which is my sponsor for my company Dani-Mation Entertainment, has upgraded from Toon Boom Harmony 17 to Harmony 20. And I'm going to do these animations demonstrations with a special new upgrade, Harmony 20. And I'm going to do my Meet the Biz animation demo.
Love it.
So what I will be doing is I'm going to be doing right now an animation demonstration that you're about to see. But let me just go to browse first to put it in the right, let me just save that for documents for now. Meet the Biz 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit create scene. Whenever you first start a project on Toon Boom Harmony, what I do is I put in the name and then I put in my location. Then I go ahead and hit create. I know that you, Lucas, and Austin know Toon Boom Harmony.
Yeah.
Jessica and Matthew, I have a question. Have
Right.
you heard of Toon Boom Harmony before?
Yeah, I have not.
I know. I think I heard it before. I know. I use a different software to make cartoons.
But you two, Jessica and Matthew, you're about to see how the interface really works.
All right.
So now I'm clicking on create scene. And as you can see right now, I have the software I use is called Toon Boom Harmony Essentials. This is an animation program that I teach. That's what I teach to my students. And right here, you will. So does this look any familiar, Austin and Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah, very familiar, isn't it? But for Jessica, for Jessica and Matthew, this
Okay.
is what it looks like.
Okay.
So I'm going to be doing what it's called the bouncing ball. So what I will be doing first, I'm going to do it pretty fast, just to warn you. I'm going to right now put on my color card so that way I can be able to see where my bouncing ball is. Okay, so then, as you can see, I'm just going to right now just use my little brush for now and draw my first frame. The bouncing ball remember the bouncing ball demonstration I showed you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be using the ellipse for now. So what I'm doing is I'm going to start with the ellipse. And then, as you can see, as I'm going back and forth, you see that I am on my first frame and I have my little playhead. What happens if I go to the second frame?
Second frame. Yeah, click that.
It disappears. But so I'm going to right now go to my second frame. It gives me a fresh new piece of paper. So as I go back and forth, you can see that these are two completely different drawings. So what I'm doing with my bouncing ball is I'm going to right now go to my third frame. And then I will turn on the stack of pancakes known as the onion skin. So once I turn the onion skin on, I could be able to see my previous frames. So the green, as you can see, represents my previous frames, and the next frames, and the red represents my previous frames. So what I can do is I can edit and modify my position of the ball where it's going. So now I'm just wanting to, as you can see, I can reposition it back and forth. So I'm going to teach you a little, what I will be doing is I'm going to show you how timing really works. As I go back and forth where my ball is going, I can right now go where the ball is going. So then, as you can see, the ball is going to bounce. It's going to squish. Every time when the ball lands, it's going to squish. And when it descends, it's going to fly up. It ascends as it's flying up. And as I go from one frame to the other, as you can see, as I'm going from one frame to the other, I am just making sure that the ball is about to land again as it's going to bounce down. It's going to bounce down again. It's not going to be the exactly perfect bouncing ball, but you get the idea. But you will get the idea once I finish that little sequence. And as I am moving the ball a little closer, a little further, it's going to go off screen.
Okay.
Now I'm going to play my sequence. So please tell me what's wrong with the bouncing ball.
Oh, I went fast.
Yeah, it's a little too fast and you can't really see it. So another thing what I noticed is that it's a little too fast. What I can do is I can also change the frames per second to 12.
Ah.
So as you can see, this is
Oh,
what it
cool.
this is what the bouncing ball typically looks like on a 12 frame per second animation. But the biggest animation standard is 24 frames per second. 24 frames per second is the biggest animation standard. But if I wanted to I wanted to have a feeling of a 12 frame per second for my bouncing ball. So when you're doing like 1 frame per sec, 1 frame typically means for fast movements. Is for fast movements. Fast movements. 2 frames is for normal movements. Normal movements. And movements. No, and 3 to plus frames means idle, which means it doesn't move. Something that does not move. So this is my principle right here. So 1 frame means fast movements. 2 frames means, so as you can see, the frames that I've annotated right here, I'm gonna right now show you where the frames, so you see my frames per second is on 24, but I want to increase my exposure to make it 2 frames per drawing. So what do? I hold shift and press plus. So as I hold shift and press plus, I could be able to time where my bouncing ball goes. So I want it to remain smooth as a 24 frame per second animation. As you could see, I am holding shift and I'm pressing my plus on my keyboards. You see that the frames got a little fatter right there? That means I'm putting the drawings into 2 frames on a 24 frame per second drawing. That is a manual way of doing this, but if you're doing like fast movements, you put them into 1 frame. So as you could see, I am customizing and being able to build my 24 frame per second animation. So now I'm going to, like, as you could see, now that I just animated my bouncing ball, I'm going to put my stop frame into 40, and I'm going to turn this bouncing ball. What do you think? So are you ready to see the transformation of the bouncing ball?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
How many of you are very familiar with Kirby?
Oh, Kirby.
Yeah.
Yes, Kirby. So what I will be doing next is I'm going to right now show you how I can bring my bouncing ball into a character, like Kirby, for example. So what I'm
All
going to
right,
be
heard
doing
that before.
I'm going to go back frame by frame again and start drawing the arms and leg, the arms and feet. So this is a typical, you can either use it by doing it with a brush or you can use ellipses. So right now, I'm just going back and, so as you can see, the bouncing ball that you saw is called primary animation.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see right now, I'm going to as you can see that this character is going to fall down. The character is about to fall down. The arms are being lifted up. The arms are being lifted up. You see, in an animation like this, you always have to start rough. Why do I mean starting rough? Well, I don't really have time for that, but anyways, I just want to get it fast as possible. So does anybody have any questions with the bouncing ball as I'm going through the sequence?
Not really.
That's fine. That's fine. So what I'm doing from each frame by frame, I'm adding what it's called secondary animation. And what secondary animation does is just shows the second action. The primary animation is the bouncing ball. The secondary animation is just the arms and feet of Kirby that reacts as the ball part, the basic of Kirby's body lands.
Mm-hmm.
And as you could see, the reaction of the arms and legs is going like this. As you could see that I haven't drawn the eyes yet, but as I go back and forth where my character is going, it's not a big deal when I do something rough. But you get the idea. Okay, it looks like we're out of time, and then, all right. So this is what I have so far with my animation.
I love that.
I love it.
Like
I'm not
the
done yet.
bouncing Kirby.
Thank you. But anyways, I am not quite done yet, but you just get the idea of how the character bounces from a 24 frame per second animation.
This is great.
All right.
Great.
Does anybody have any further questions before we just go to the the student Q&A?
I'm just thinking about this. It's so fascinating because I have never. I think maybe when I was really, really, really young, I did a animated and a little where you moved the figurines and you took snapshots of it, but that's not animation. That's a different.
This is called stop motion. This animation process is called stop motion, where the person would take a model and they would take a picture, move the puppet, take a picture, move the puppet again, take a picture, and so on and so forth. So that's what stop motion is. There are many different types of animations, like traditional animation, there's rigged animation, stop motion animation, and CGI animation.
Wow. Now, have you done all of them, or do you focus on just a few or a couple, or?
Yes, I've done all 4 different styles. There is one video by a recent graduate from the okay. Let me just show you a stop motion animation.
Yeah.
Wait. My animation. I'll show you. Oh, let me just show you the music video that I did. Animator, which is a parody. Has anybody heard of Despacito?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that song.
Yes, Despacito. But anyways, this was done before I finished my senior thesis. So you see Mindy's other prototype, the early version of Mindy. So I'm going to show you the music video called Animato. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Animato. Traditional, stop motion, CG, digital, experimental. Woke up with an idea in my imagination, an idea for feature animation. Time to get on the drawing board. Animation is a demonstration for visual articulation, the start of a visual story. Now it's time to get on board. You see, each animation production is full of stories. Creative characters are made in creative laboratories. Every production is made through the noodle. Oh yeah, animation has some creative allegories. Some animation comes in categories. The feature production is kit and caboodle. Animator will start a premise and an outline as the story goes. Writing a screenplay like building a puppet show. Critiques can be stressful and wonderful. Animator, we translate the screenplay into storyboards, put them together and pitch them to the whole crew while looking out if they're excited or bored. Draw it! The pre-production process can be a cutthroat that can cut you down. In the deep end, don't you drown. Don't you drown, baby. Animation production is the survival of the fittest. Hope you fit in the animation world. Mickey Mouse will let you know. Woo, bored! Animation's an art form. You see it as an art norm. Takes many
tons of brainstorms, all ideas in a reform. Creative characters make the stories go bum bum. I'm like a production in the CD-ROM. Creative voiceovers make the characters harmonic. Grateful uses of the animation electronics. As long as we have a good sense of economics, we all tied up the pre-pro into animatic. From X, Y to zero, animation production. From pre-pro to main pro, animation is a creative form of art description. We start our animation production, oh yeah. From X, Y to zero, starting from a key post. From pre-pro to main pro, in between some breakdowns brings the characters to life. 24 frames is the magic word of timing. Animator, we make sure the timing is set and equal to the animation in the digital easel. We'll send the work to overseas in no time. Animator, we also have to be aware of our schedule. Some crew members may slack off and nap off. Firing a slacker may be essential. Move it, move it, move it, move it. Cleaning up all the animation to set up for the dog and pony show. To let the executive producer know. Let the boss know, baby. Then as we're approved, it is time for adding sound and music scores. We welcome our guests through the music doors. Animator, this is how we animate and produce like art pros. You can see a super duper animated afterglow, like you discovered this fountain in Bordeaux. From X, Y to zero, putting everything together. From main pro to post pro, audio mixing and finish it for the final cut. Export to the final finish it, baby. From X, Y to zero, screening to the film festivals. From main pro to post pro, the results can be beautiful. Soon it will be shown in the cinemas. That's right, Animator.
So this was originally made for my Journeys class back at Woodbury University. I did it as my final project. And I got an A on it. Let's see if I can be able to stop sharing the screen. Here I go. Okay. Does anybody have any further questions on the anything more about me?
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering, when did you put the animation and all these different animations together?
How do
Yeah, do you always get feedback from other directors or any people that are that work with you closely?
I do get some feedback from some directors and some people. They give me some critiques and notes on how to improve animation each time. When I first do my animation, it's never that great. So what I do is I receive feedback and notes, and I improve it as I build upon it. I improve and build upon my animation from the critiques.
Okay.
And that is how I get and that's how I polish up my animation.
Yeah, that's well, it's pretty cool. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, does anybody have any questions? Lucas, and let's do Lucas first, and then Matthew.
How many times did you do animation, and how did you discuss with the voice actors on your animation projects?
So, what's the first question again?
How did you start doing animations at a young age?
How did I start doing animations on the young age? I've been doing it ever since when I was like, ever since I could remember. Like, I first stopped doing stop motion. I started doing stop motion when I was young, before I started to actually do 2D animation, as I've mentioned earlier. And then I got into 2D animation at about 11 years old, before I was introduced to Toon Boom, and before I started before I started my company, which was Parliament Animation Studios, before it changed its name to Dani-Mation Entertainment.
How long have you had your company?
I had my animation company for the past 11 years.
Wow.
11 years ever since I started it in 2009, and the year's 2020. And going back to Lucas's second question about meeting celebrities like Tom Kenny and Debbie Derryberry, I was invited, and it's all through the power of networking. It was all thanks to the power of networking, and the more people I network, the more opportunities that come in. Like how I met Tom Kenny was by one of my good friends, Kevin Sean Michaels, who has a connection, who is a friend of one of who is the director and writer of the Namazu, had me introduce me to Tom Kenny, and it was really wonderful getting to meet him. And he did the voices of the Namazu, as I showed you in the animated video, where it says Tom Kenny as the Namazu, for example.
Yes,
And
he is notable for SpongeBob SquarePants.
yeah,
And speaking of that,
and
I wrote a
also
song for SpongeBob SquarePants. It's called Finding SpongeBob, and it's gonna be produced by me.
wow, thanks, Lucas. And has anybody heard of the voice actress Debbie Derryberry?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I have not.
Yes, Debbie Derryberry, the voice of Jimmy Neutron. And
and
how
the voice
Oh,
of
I
Jimmy
get it.
from Adventures of Billy Mandy.
yes, she was I forgot the name of the character who was junior of one of the villains in Grim Adventures.
Yeah.
But anyways, I've met Debbie Derryberry when I first went to San Diego Comic-Con, and Debbie had her own booth. And this is where I got her signature. I got her signature, and then I bump into her again at ToonCon, and then at Comic-Con again. So getting a relationship with many notable voice actors really depends. The more you ran into voice actors again, and the more you interact with them, the more you'll keep in touch.
Yes. And in 2014, I went to a concert in February 22nd, 2014, where I met Miley Cyrus.
Wow, you were so lucky to have meet her.
Yeah, I was.
Now, Dani, you're offering free online animation courses right now?
Yes, I do, for every Wednesday at 10 a.m. via Zoom. So let me just show you the Dani-Mation Entertainment website.
Yeah.
So this is the actual landing page for Dani-Mation Entertainment. If you want to attend the free class, all you have to do is go to Digital Learning and go to Free Online Animation Classes. This is where you can get to go to the free online animation classes. I'm also going to put it in the chat if anybody is interested in learning the classes. So if you go right here, if you click on register, right here, you will see below, you will notice what it's called the Register Now form. And by registering, you can put in your email address, first, last name, phone number, and the additional information. And then you get to sign in. And this is one of the testimonials that says, I really enjoyed Dani and her hands-on working and teaching her 2D animation demo. She was very well organized, patient, creative, and fun. She taught a step-by-step process on how to work with the program and also expand with it. She also gave me the opportunity to hopefully collaborate her to expand animation beyond 2D. I hope she can give me more demos in the future with more 2D animation programs. That's correct. And we also, once the students are done with the free animation classes, they can order, if they want to attend more classes and want a one-on-one session with me, they go to what it's called customized online learning. When you click on that, we have pricings of different packages right here.
Wow.
Like for example, so each package is personal or is 100% customizable, and you get to choose which of the packages you want. And you will notice that they're on sale. The prices are.
Oh, they're all expensive.
And you get to choose the hours. You get to choose the hours and days whether you want. We are 100% flexible, and we can adapt and teach a class depending on the student's ability.
That's actually really a great price. I mean, 5 hours of personalized, that's very, very, very reasonable.
Yep.
I agree.
I'll be teaching those. If you're interested, you can actually log into the free class first, and then you can attend, and then you can buy a package if you want to learn more animation lessons, or if you want to develop an animated short film or anything. Dani-Mation is very flexible of doing anything. the software, like I showed you earlier, Toon Boom Harmony Essentials, we will provide that program too.
So Matthew, you have a question, huh?
Yeah. So I have a question for Dani Bowman.
Yes.
So once I typed in so far, so what is the latest cartoon you ever made so far since quarantine?
The cartoon that I've made, the latest, is called Our Animated Minds. It's not just a cartoon. It's also collaborated with my 4 other teammates. The instructors from the Dani Academy Virtual Summer Workshop was Chris Castillo, who is my fellow alumnus from Woodbury University, who earned his BFA, and Brenna Werner from Miami, Florida, who was one of the instructors from Animation Gets Real in Miami, and also instructor for Dani Academy Virtual Summer Workshop. She's our new friend. Plus, we have 2 other students that were like incredible, 2 students from the Miami camp that joined us as part of our team. And therefore, you will notice that our animation styles are completely different.
I get it. I know they're different. So, do you ever seen one of my cartoons known as called Evolution Land yet? If no, you should check it out to watch the episodes of it on YouTube. So it's like setting the link like in the chat.
Oh, thanks. I will think about that later. I'll keep it as reference.
I love it. Now tell me about Comic-Con. You've been there over the years, and you've had what, 8 animated shorts over the years? Is that correct?
That is correct. And 8 animated short films I've done that I premiered at San Diego Comic-Con. Not only I premiered 8 animated, actually it's 9 animated short films.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and plus a PSA and a music video. You get that right. Each animated short film can take about a year to a year and a half to create from concept to completion. For example, my senior thesis from Woodbury University, the audition took me 3 semesters to create. 1 for research, 1 for pre-production, and finished with production and post-production.
Wow.
And it really depends, and the animation really depends on how many minutes it takes. It really depends. So like the audition was 3 minutes. It took me about like a year and a half to produce.
Mm-hmm.
Debbie Derryberry did the voices of Mindy and Sandra from the audition.
Now, when you said a year and a half to produce, did you have help on it, or did you do the whole project yourself?
I did the whole, because according to Woodbury University Senior Studio, every student have a choice to go solo. Some of the students can work in 2 teams, can work in a pair of duo. Some of them, however, I did get some supplemental help with my animation. I have Keaton Bicknell, who did the musical score for the audition. And like I mentioned, Debbie, who voiced Mindy and Sandra. And I had Ken Mora, who did all the sound audio mixing. And Lee Craw helped me with the animation timing.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, I have a question for Dani.
Yes, Jessica?
Yeah. Yeah. My question is, yeah. So, when did you do the short films, or if you do the animation for anything that is like yeah, previewing? It's yeah. I was wondering. No, I know that the people have some kind of different sensitivities to like getting 2D or 3D or 4D animations. And sorry, go ahead.
Well, with these, when it comes to editing, it all really depends on the timing and the situation. Whenever I get a project, whether it's for 2D animation or animation sequences, it really depends. Like for example, I'm gonna right now show you my animation reel with some of my animation work that I did over the years. This is and I would like to show you the latest one, which is the 10-year anniversary reel.
Yeah.
I'm going to start sharing my screen right now. This time, let me just do a new share. Let me see if I can share with computer sound and be able to play it. Can anybody see it or hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I'm trying to help.
Oh man.
What?
Oh, I love that. Now, did you animate all of those?
Well, not exactly every animated all of them. The exception would be the Indiana Cheese Muncher, because the 9th animated short that I premiered at Comic-Con was actually animated and created by Zoe Ramos with my student Zoe Ramos.
Oh.
Which I helped her animate and be able to animate all the animations. And what I did is I collected her animations and I timed it together. I did all the timing.
Wow. So producing and animating and everything.
Yep. Sorry, there's a fly in the room.
Oh, okay. Well, now, Austin, you and Dani have worked together a lot, yes?
Yeah, for about 2 years now.
Nice. Where did you meet?
Dani was in a went to a Meet the Biz about nearly exactly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, you
Yeah.
guys met at a Meet the Biz?
Yeah.
That's right. I wish you were there, David. And Diana Elizabeth Jordan was a wonderful hostess.
Oh, yeah, she's wonderful. I remember that day I had to be out of town with my mom up north, but I'm so excited that you met at a Meet the Biz.
And yep. And then he joined me in my class. And I remember that you saw the first the Valley, right?
Yeah.
I helped him do some animations. And I'll be happy to show you Austin's animation called The Valley Part 2. Ready?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
What he did from this year's Spec Saturday Animation Workshop with my help.
Bingo! I found the mighty Orb of Doom! I'll be the most powerful being ever!
Anna and Pete, not so fast!
Welcome back, Sepulveda, as this orb will make me grow! And cauliflower resistant!
Question, what orb?
Is this the one?
I am Mighty Pete.
Dang it! I want to be the giant. Pete, get Zenix!
Catch me if you can, Sepulveda! Oh no!
Here you go.
Curses!
Now that we have 6, how do I become small again?
Yeah, Pete can't stay like this forever.
Ooh, do we have a shrink ray, Anna?
Shrink ray, shrink ray. Who wants a shrink ray?
I do.
Ooh, ah!
Oh, the irony.
love that.
I love it.
Now that's called collaboration.
Thank you so much. So what I did is I took his animation and I just improved it, and I added some sound and I did all the editing.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Now, Austin, did you have any questions of Dani?
I got one. What is your biggest influence when it comes to animation? Like what's animator or animation influenced you?
Okay, some animation influences. I would say I've got some pretty good some animation influences. Over these years, I am most inspired by anime and manga, especially like Nintendo style animation, where I get the art influences. However, over the years, I got more flexible. I researched different types of animation artists like Lauren Faust, who did My Little Pony, Craig McCracken, her husband, who did the Powerpuff Girls, John Kay of Ren and Stimpy. I've also got inspiration from Rebecca Sugar, who did Steven Universe, Darren Neckface, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Sylvain Chomet, who did the triplets of Belly Bill and Gorillas, and Jamie Hewlett's, and the artist Jamie Hewlett, who did the Gorillas, along with many others. So the animation styles you notice have changed a lot over the years.
Wow.
And that's why the animation styles can vary. It can be very from simple, it can be anime-like, it can also go for much more cartoony. I'm pretty flexible when it comes depending on the project.
Well, I just want to thank you for coming. I do have one other question to ask is, what is your next step? Actually, it's a two-part question. What is the next thing you want to create, and what is your biggest joy?
So the next thing that I wanted to create is a television animated series pilot I'm creating for, which is a follow-up for the audition known as Mindy and the Misfits. I've always wanted to create a television series myself, but first I have to get most of the client projects out of the way, like Schlitzie, for example. Maybe I can show you a little preview of a completed animated scene from Schlitzie, One of Us.
Great.
Let me just show you a little segment, a preview. I'm only going to play a snippet of Schlitzie, so you're the first ones to see the snippet. It's just a work in progress.
I love it.
I love it.
Oh, beautiful.
This is the opening title for Schlitzie.
Oh, wow.
Once upon a time, a very special boy with a very special gift was born. Although it's a mystery as to who he was or where he came from, people have speculated that he was from the Bronx, or Mexico's Yucatan, or perhaps Santa Fe, New Mexico. It could have been anywhere. With the truth buried by time, we'll never know.
So this is just the first we just completed the first animated segment for Schlitzie, One of Us. There's some cleanup there. There's still more cleanups, but then throughout Schlitzie's animation production, we're going to be getting you a full version of the animated sequence.
Oh, this is wonderful.
The animation.
I love it.
Yeah, it has a certain amazing quality to it that I can't wait to see the whole thing. That's amazing. That's going to be, I'm looking forward to that film.
Yeah.
What does bring you the greatest joy?
What brings me the greatest joy is that not only I get to create animations, but also get to, when I teach animation to students, I see the creativity with them, and they believe that if I can do it, they can do it. And there is, let me see if I could be able to pull. So So while I love the stories and the creativity of these students, what I found the most rewarding from teaching animation is the students' increase in confidence, integrity, and skills. Many parents share with us that the camps and the workshops was literally a life-changing experience that opened a world of possibilities for their kids where they saw none before. It's wonderful to see the personal growth each year, and some of my students eventually become volunteers and interns at the camp. The goal is to help the students find a career that can sustain them as adults, maybe in animation, but it can also be different. The point is to show them that yes, they can do it. They can go to college, they can find a career, and I try to be their role model and mentor. One of the best things is when they reach out to me years later to tell me how much I helped change their lives. That makes it all worthwhile to me because we all need role models. And I try my best and I try to be the best role model I can be.